a little close. There you go. Alright, so hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I was just editing the new video that I'm posting, this one in particular, and I had to scrap the whole talking part of it because I was standing up and I was just like shaking, and who cares? You guys aren't gonna watch that, but I just couldn't live with myself, you know? Like, I just couldn't. Anyways, I wanted to do it over again because I felt like I was just like not getting to the point of what I wanted this video to be. I did want to provide you guys like some type of update, and also the subject of the video is for today, which I'm here to, you know, help other mothers that are dealing with the same problem and hopefully give them an insight. I know I was aggressively researching how to get rid of my son's pacifier and try to find, you know, the tips and tricks and try to do this as seamless as possible with the least amount of trauma or crying or, I don't know, like headache. So I kind of wanted to share with you guys what tips and tricks I found, what worked, what ended up working, and what other tips and tricks that I was given that I didn't get to try. So, quick update, my life, just like everyone else's in this time, it's just been a little crazy, a little wild. Currently, we're selling the house that I'm living in, and so there's been like a lot of packing, there's been a lot of cleaning, there's been a lot of unpredictable scheduling, and all this while my mom, well, she quit her job to be a traveling nurse, so she's up in Vermont now, and I've just kind of been dealing with the whole house. To give you guys a background, my mom and I live in a duplex, and so I have one apartment, she has the other apartment, and it looks like a house from the outside, but it's two apartments. That on top of the regular stress of work and Ollie, which, you know, in itself, like, I'm still a mom, so like dealing with a little 2-year-old boy can be a lot. It's just been like really hectic, just trying to deal with like a whole bunch of stuff, deal with my own emotions, deal with my son's emotions, and then trying to, you know, get on board with like things that we need to get on board with, like getting rid of the pacifier. So my son is 2 years old. To be specific, he's 25 months. So typically you do want to start weaning off your kids off of the pacifier at like, I believe 6 months. This is the research that I found. I was watching, you know, pediatric dentistry videos, and I've talked to his dentist. You really want to get rid of the pacifier by the time you're 3. When you kind of have to deal with things, meaning you get, I don't know if it's irreversible damage, like the palate kind of, I'm gonna see if I could post like a picture of what it would look like. Don't really want to get technical because I don't know the verbiage, I don't know what happens. I just know that I needed to wean him off the pacifier. Ultimately, you know, for all my mamas out there, especially single moms, the pacifier is like a godsend sometimes, because sometimes you need to do something, sometimes you need them to be entertained, sometimes you need them to just comfort themselves, and so you kind of just give them a pacifier just so you can get things done around the house. You could get things done, here and there. If you have to go get your car serviced, or you have to do something where you need your focus on something, but also, it's just a pacified life. Let's say that. I'm definitely guilty of that. And I know, and I knew at that time that I should have been weaning him off. And I actually went through the steps. At 6 months, I started weaning him off. He was like right there from not ever using the pacifier again. But, living so close to my mom and us, having different schedules, and us like kind of having to deal with our own things, we kind of both relied on the pacifier. So it kind of continued on. And then after his first birthday, a couple months after his first birthday, he started walking, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start weaning him off again. And then all of his teeth started coming out, and there was a lot of saliva, and there was a lot of like itchiness, and there was a lot of like, he needed like stimulation in his mouth. So I kept the pacifier going, and I was just like, oh, okay, until all his teeth come out. And once his teeth come out, then we'll take it out. Lo and behold, it's 24 months. He's 2 years old, and he's still using the pacifier. He's going to his 26th month, but he is officially off of the pacifier, which is like, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I wanted to kind of put this video out to kind of share what I did, what I've learned, and hopefully help you other mommies out there, or single daddies that, are dealing with this and want to know how to kind of stop it. Especially once you get to 2 years old, his mind was already engraved. He knew what it was called. He knew where it was. He could smell it. He was like a freaking guard dog for it. And so I knew that it was going to be difficult and not as seamless as it would have been if he were 6 months or 18 months or some younger age. But this is the point where I'm at right now. And please feel free to use this method that I use for him at a younger stage in your child's life, if this works out for you. So during my research, I was told about a few tips and tricks. So one of them was getting the pacifier and slitting it, because kids love the pacifier because it's like a suction. They're used to that action. And so when the purpose of slitting the pacifier is to let the air out, so it's not really sucking, it's just kind of like gnawing at the plastic, at the rubber. And so I did try that, and it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't, because he was still chewing on it. Then I was told to slather the pacifier in aloe, and like the aloe plant, or some funny ones were like throwing the pacifier in dog poop and just being like, ew, and like have them like freaked out enough to not have it. But I knew for a fact that like I'm dealing with a little wild boy, so that one he probably would have been freaked out of. But if he would have seen another one, he wouldn't think like, oh, like pacifier equals dog poop. No, he would be like, pacifier clean, I can have it, so I knew that that wasn't gonna work, or slathering it with like other things. But eventually what I ended up doing was, so I took advantage that my mom was getting out of the house, so it would be really like just me and him cracking down on this. It wouldn't be like a thing where he would have me like the times that I needed to go out or do something, he would go to my mom, and then they would have their own routine. This is like our routine. This is what we're doing right now, right here. And so My mom left on a Wednesday, and from that Wednesday till about Monday of the next week, I was taking away his pacifier throughout the day, and he would only have it to go to sleep or to take a nap. And from that, I stopped taking his pacifier to his daycare so he wouldn't nap with it. He would only have it at nighttime. By Wednesday, so a week, literally like 7 days, that's when I just cut him off completely cold turkey. It wasn't cold turkey, we kind of worked it down. And that Wednesday night, it was no pacifier night. So I usually put him down to bed like around 8 o'clock, and probably by like 8:45 he's out for the count. And that's with the pacifier. And you know, he's like how I mentioned, he's like a wild boy. To get him down to unwind, to go to bed is very difficult. The night without the pacifier, he was a little rowdy, and he was expecting me to give him his pacifier to calm down. And this was around 8:30 or so, and by the time he was winding down that he wanted his pacifier, and I told him no, and he realized what was going on, that's when he started crying, and crying to the high heavens. This boy did not stop for about 30 minutes, which wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I thought it was going to be like an hour or something. And by the time he passed out, it was like 9 or so, and I was just on cloud 9. I was like, whoa, this was all that I needed. It was just 30 minutes of just straight crying, and then he passes out and he forgets all about it. And I was feeling really good, and you know, I went to sleep, and then at 12:44 in the morning, he wakes up screaming, crying, asking for his pacifier. And I have to be strong at this point. I don't care, you know, at that point I was like, I don't care if I'm tired. I don't care if I just want to go to sleep. I need to have patience, and I need to make sure to tell him, that's also a very important part of this, is that I reassured him that he was okay, that he was safe, that I was gonna take care of him, that he had nothing to worry about, that he doesn't need it, that he is stronger without it. I strongly believe that just reassuring him that, and then just letting him deal with that, really helped in this whole situation. And he ended up crying for about upwards of like 45 minutes straight. I thought his lungs were gonna collapse, or his tonsils were gonna like pop out of his mouth because he was crying so hard. And it just broke my heart, and it honestly felt to me like I felt like I was witnessing my child grieve. And that's truly what it is. They're grieving something that made them feel safe, something that provided comfort. And so we do have to keep that in mind if we're gonna do this tactic, is that we need to reassure them. We need to give them space. If they want you hugging on them, hug them. If they need their time, just let them, deal. Like, Ollie, for sure, did not want me to touch him. He was grieving, he was hurting, and he just needed his time. And when those 45 minutes were up, which was like 1:30 going to 1:40, almost an hour, he finally passed out. He finally went to sleep, and when he woke up in the morning, it was kind of something surreal. He looked different. I could feel there was a change in his energy. Call me crazy, but it's like he felt more confident. He felt like he didn't need it. What I noticed was just that, like, I feel like he felt like he needed that to feel safe and to go to sleep and to do the things that he needs to do. And then kind of conquering that throughout the night, he woke up and it was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I don't need that. I'm stronger than that. I don't know. But I couldn't explain to you what I saw in him. I just felt a difference. when he woke up that morning. He was just more, I don't know, he was listening to me more. He was, more compliant. I thought he was going to give me attitude, or I thought he was going to be mad, or I thought something was going to happen, but he actually ended up being like a perfect little kid that day. And I was just stunned. I was like waiting for something to happen, to kind of combust, and nothing happened. And that night, I thought I was gonna have to go. In my mind, I thought this was gonna be like a whole week of like straight night crying. And man, I just got so freaking lucky with this kid, man. Like, that second night, he went to sleep in 15 minutes. Yeah, he asked me for his pacifier, but once I sternly said, no, you don't need it, he was like, okay, and he just went to sleep. 15 minutes, guys, 15 minutes he passed out. And nothing's perfect and nothing's easy, and I thought it was gonna be, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it was gonna be a lot harder, but it was really surprising to me, and it just kind of re-encouraged me to kind of, number one, pat myself on the back. I know that was something that I wanted to accomplish for a really long time, and also pat him on the back. I was very proud of him. And the fact that he was able to conquer this and be okay and trust in me and know that I was going to keep him safe and that he was going to be okay. And again, not all things are perfect, and from time to time he'll mention it, but he says it one time. When I ask him what he was asking for, he'll change it to something else. And now I can actually say tete in front of him, which is what we called it. I could say it in front of him and he won't cry and he won't want it and he doesn't care about it anymore. And I think that that's really awesome. And he hasn't gone to his fingers, like on his thumb or anything. He does like put more toys and stuff in his mouth, which is, I'm watching that. But overall, I think as parents, we're a little scared to kind of put our kids through some things, but we need to understand that they are their own beings and that they are stronger. They're 100 times stronger than we think that they are. We think that this is gonna traumatize them. We think, and again, this all comes from like different places of like how we grew up and what we want for our own children. And at the end of the day, we're all doing the best that we can, and we're all gonna get through this, and everything is just patience and reflection and just reassurance and love and compassion. And I hope that this helped you guys. I hope found some solace in this video, because this is kind of something that I wanted to see from the videos that I was trying to research or the people I was trying to reach out to. I just wanted to, I feel like in my bones I knew that it was gonna have to come down to me being strong enough to kind of go through it and not give in, stand my ground. And I was not have to use these tips and tricks. Listen, if the tips and the tricks work for you, if those tricks work for you, by all means use them and run with it. But if it doesn't work, if that's not how your kid functions, you gotta listen to your kid too. You gotta, if you know how they are with some certain things, like I know for a fact that this trick that wasn't gonna help him because I know how he is, or he's more on this side or this, that. Like, I just listened to him, and I ultimately had to come to the conclusion of just kind of wean it off a little bit and then just strike while the iron's hot and stand my ground. And luckily it all panned out and it all worked out. But anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys need any advice, or if you need support, or if you need just someone to listen to you, I'm always here. I know I need it sometimes, and I'm just so grateful and thankful for you guys watching this. And the last thing I could say is please subscribe and please hit the notifications so that you get all the notifications when my videos come out. Like, comment, follow me on my social medias. They are linked down below, and I'll leave you guys there. And I gotta go because I gotta edit this because I want to post this. This was supposed to be posted October 1st, and look at the time. It is now October the 3rd. Well, it's October 2nd, but it's about to be 12, so it's October 3rd. So I'll be posting this Saturday afternoon, and I hope you guys like it. And okay, I'm leaving. Bye.